Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And we are once again going into the world of crowdfunded comics. It is cold in the Critical Blast caverns tonight, so I've got my flash jacket on, and I'm like zipping it up 5 or 6 times. I'm like, why is it that I'm pulling the, whatever the technical thing you call the thing that you grab to zip up a zipper? It's like, it comes up and the bottom just opens right up. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? So I did this like 5 or 6 times, and finally, I found the solution. And the solution is that this is no longer on there. So I now wear it open, and I freeze. But I have no reason to complain about being cold, because our guest is coming to us tonight, or this morning from his perspective, from the Netherlands, and poor David Feed is outside in the cold so that he doesn't wake up his family and guests. That is commitment to crowdfunding comics, folks. David, are you still alive there?
I am still alive. Maybe you can hear the snowy footsteps, and no, there's nothing you can see. It's so dark in here.
Snow! You're walking in snow!
Oh, the moon is there. You can see the moon.
I see the moon, and the moon sees me.
Yes, it's freezing out here. Unfortunately, let me stop the camera. I mean, it's okay. It's snowing. It's in the mountains, so that's nice.
Can you get in your car?
I thought of that, but you know, the cars get super cold in the winter as well, unless you have it turned on, and I don't know.
There is that, but at least it would block the wind.
I just have to lock inside my car. Yes, maybe next time I'll be more prepared.
If you don't die of hypothermia, then yeah, we'll. No, I'm putting a note down. No more interviews with David unless it's spring to early fall.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not that cold. Fortunately, it's not snowing or raining or anything, so it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's a peaceful night. Well, that's good. You are into the second issue now of your series, The Red Eye. Well, not The Red Eyes, just Red Eyes. This is number 2.
Yes. It's been quite a ride with the fulfillment of the first one, and then like the beer virus got slightly on its way.
Yes.
We had I don't know if you know John Mallon. He has a graveyard shift now, and he opened a company for doing fulfillments.
I'm aware of that because he's a competitor.
I heard of that. I heard that you also have a company like that. I was like, oh, okay, that's also good to know to be comparing prices. I think that's always a good idea.
We'll talk about that down the road here. We'll talk about that in this interview, in fact.
Oh, okay.
But before I get too deep, I'm going to play your video that you've got here on your campaign.
Got it, yeah. But I mean, did you know that he got the coronavirus?
Yes, I did. But he was like okay after 2 days, I thought.
I think he was in the hospital for a few days.
Yeah.
But he was okay afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, he went in the hospital, he stayed there a few days, and then they let him out. So John's a young man. He's gonna be just fine. I think he's streaming again, so unlike
he's alive, yes.
I fought dinosaurs over scraps of food when I was a child, so if I get it, I'm a goner.
Oh no, don't say that.
But let me pull this video up here and play this real quick.
Got it, thank you.
Comic readers, fantasy fans, I'm your host David Feet, bringing you Red Eyes 2. Farin Fair, son of the general, is on a mortal quest. After escaping elite hunters and fighting off mercenaries, surely things will be fine for our heroes. Red Eyes is back with more pages, action, monsters, a new Ashcan, and new entries in the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary, only on Indiegogo.
So there it is. Short.
There it is. Yeah, to the point. I remember that bestiary being part of the first campaign. Is this? Are you still adding on the same bestiary, or have you expanded it to a second volume?
It's going to be a second volume, and I thought of like including a few more entries, maybe improving on some of the illustrations that I didn't like so much. And so yes, it is like a revised edition. I don't know how you call it. Second edition, revised edition.
Revised edition sounds good, and it's part of the Sexy Monster. I love a title that tells you exactly what you're going to get inside the book.
It's very. It's also
Sexy
very.
Monster Girl. I mean,
I thought of also I'm still working on it, of course, not. But I thought maybe to have like a special edition where it's more focused on like I don't know sea monsters or sea monsters and underground monsters, because the first one was a little bit of a mix of everything, like the forest creatures and sea creatures and flying creatures. And I thought, maybe it's fun.
Segregated by environment, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So that's something more specific, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could come up with like themes that have catchy phrases that people already know, like under the sea, or into the woods.
Yes, definitely. That'd be a cool idea, actually. I think that there's also this the big series of Dungeons and Dragons. They also do that, like there's special editions where they really focus on the forest creatures, or they focus on like specific monsters, and you have all these different. It's all dragons, but you only have all these different types of dragons and stuff like that. So,
we had a ton of dragons.
follow that idea a little bit. And so the Dungeon Master perk also includes a new ashcan for a new project that we're working on.
Okay, Redshift Express, is that related to Red Eyes?
No, it has nothing to do with the Red Eyes. Just the red maybe, but
okay.
It's actually a project that I was working on before Red Eyes, but then I decided to go on with this fantasy story. And the reason Red Eyes is called Red Eyes is because I had this other project before, which was called Redshift Express, and I was saying, I should have like a theme of all my projects. They all should have something with red, maybe. And that's why Red Eyes is
Red Eyes. Red guy, yeah. David Redfeed.
David Redfeed, maybe,
Yeah, it would be like red in quotes. It'd be like your nickname.
Exactly, and that's going to be like a sci-fi story.
Oh, so like Redshift, like in the Doppler effect kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I know. I was in high school. We had. I was not a sports person. I was not physically I wasn't overweight. I just wasn't muscular. So I was a geek. But my competitive team was the Jets, which was the Junior Engineers and Technicians Society. So we took tests competitively.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
And I had a jersey that I had made that said the Doppler effect on the front and on the back, but it was like in blue letters on the front and it was in red letters on the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. That's cool.
So I was, I just waited to see, who would get it, and if a girl got it, I'm like, oh, you're the one for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm not like a super geek, but I was, I'm not super short, but I was never the tallest in class. So I was, also kind of like relegated. So I don't even know how do you say that in English. Yeah, no, and I love science fiction and fantasy, and I remember reading the Forever War. That was one of the books that really inspired me.
Oh yeah. In fact, Redshift was there was a Green Lantern story that somebody, I want to say Larry Niven wrote it. It was a Green Lantern one-shot written by Larry Niven, and the planet was yellow. That was having the issue, and all I remember was that the Green Lantern, and I want to say it had to have been Hal Jordan, just flew away from the planet as fast as he could, and then he turned around, and as the planet went into redshift, he fired his beam at it because it was no longer yellow.
Oh,
like, well, why don't you do it all the time?
That's cool. That's so trippy, like with the lights that. Also, the light doesn't change, but the fact that the frequency, from our point of view, changes into either blue or red. That's.
Oh yeah.
Like this sort of space stuff is really trippy.
So you get the Red Eyes 2 comic, the Bestiary, and the Ashcan for your new for your new sci-fi series, Redshift Express. How many pages? That's a 12-page. It says right here, 12 pages. The comic book is 48, and the bestiary is 60. That's a great deal for basically $45 approximately.
Yeah, also the comic is probably going to be a few more pages because we're already at 48 and the story is not done. So probably be like 4 more pages or maybe more. I don't know.
You've got to add it in units of 4.
Yeah, exactly. So we have this drawn in tiers, and so we have 1 more to do. So that means that at least it's going to be 4 more pages.
Sounds like you're shoveling that snow there, David.
Am I? Oh my goodness! Sorry.
That's okay. Maybe you're just burrowing into an igloo to.
Yeah.
Woo, people got a second chance here to get Red Eyes 1 if they missed it too for only $11 US.
Yeah, I thought that as the first one is fulfilling, there should be a chance to back it as well, no? Or again, or for people who want to jump in.
And can you add that on as an add-on, as an add-on to if you get like Red Eyes 2, but you want Red Eyes 1 as well? Can you just add it on, or is there a tier for that where you get both of them?
Yeah, there's a tier for getting both of them.
Okay, very cool.
How to say, Red Eyes bundle.
So now I remember that these were the bad guys.
Yes, those are this is the villain's cover, I guess you would call it.
All right.
So the thing is with the first issue, the main bad guys, you see them, but you don't see a lot of them, right? So it's like, okay, we gotta change that. And so in the second book, now we get to see a lot more of them, like of their powers and how they work and who they are, and so that's why the cover also includes them or features them.
And they are magic users as well. And in your universe, the reason why it's called Red Eyes is because if you have magic and you use it, your eyes go red, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So the main guy, he has this. So we changed it a little bit, which now it's not like magic exactly. It's more like there are this magical artifacts basically called power stones, and if you have one of them, you can tap into these forces of the universe if you like. And of course you need some training. So some of them have these power stones and they can use it, and then when they use them, their eyes turn red. No?
Yeah, just give it to Rey Skywalker. She doesn't need any training.
Yes, exactly. The Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, I keep thinking that maybe one of them, probably a bad person, is going to figure out, hey, if I put in blue contact lenses, then my eyes won't show red, and no one's going to know that I'm the one using the magic. That's just what I do. I think way around people's plots. So we got some preview pages here for work in progress. We'll get back to these tiers in a second here. This is nice line work here. Who's doing your interior?
It's the same guy as before. His name is Christian Culicelli. He's an Italian dude, and he's pretty fast. And yeah, no, I like it.
I love the musculature on these characters, especially on this Tiger Man here.
Yeah, I know, the big dumb cat, as we affectionately call him.
The big dumb cat. Whoa, hello.
Oh my goodness. So these are the Ashcan pages, and the colors that you see there, those are like, how to say, they're not the final colors. This is just something I did for, to have some colors to show on the page.
Okay. Oh, okay. You're just coloring them so that people can get an idea. Now, this is from the Red Eyes. This isn't from Redshift.
This is all from Red Eyes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I like him hovering over here. It's like, I know I'm a big tiger guy, but you look kind of sexy here. You want to go up and get a milk with me or something?
It's kind of like they were waiting for reinforcements, and all of them thought, oh, we'll get like at least 12 armed men or even more, no? And all they got is this cat. And she's like, well, this is all we got. Like, hey, darling, I'm worth more than a dozen armed men.
Yeah, I'd rather have him on my side than 12 any other guys any day. He looks, and looks like he's lost an eye too.
Oh yeah, he lost an eye in a battle some time ago, But yeah, he's still one of the strongest guy. Like how do you say? One of them tries to shoot him, and he just like with a harpoon, and he just grabs the harpoon and I just pulls the gun right out of the other guy's arm.
Now, Odysseus Theodoratus. I'm trying to say that right.
That's the guy from Xenotype.
This is awesome. This is like on the road to Boris and Frazetta with this cover.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he did an amazing job. I gotta say, he really nailed it with that one.
That one's got to be leaping. I mean, the other one's good. But this is gonna have to be leaping right off the printer presses into people's baskets. That's just awesome. That's the one I picked for your thumbnail too. By the way, I was like, "Ooh,
I saw that you picked that one." I said, "Yeah, good choice."
and this is the print.
This is going to be a print and trading card. This was done by Oliver Lee Arcey, who is coloring a book by Micah Curtis.
Okay, know that name.
So he has this 3 Nights for Days story comic.
Yeah.
And his color is this guy, Oliver Lee Arcey.
All right. So I've reached the bottom here. I'm going to go back up and look at the tiers some. So we talked about the Dungeon Master pack. This is the second issue plus the bestiary, the second bestiary, and the Ashman.
Yep.
If you did not get Red Eyes 1, you can get it for $11 US here. If we read further, you'll find another tier that will be better for you. I've already expanded that. Let's go back.
Ooh, don't dox yourself.
Well, doxing's one thing. I mean, heck with that. I mean, I'll just say, hey, we got these stickers here, folks, and if you want one, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Critical Blast at 1097 Presswick Drive, Belleville, Illinois 62221, and there I am thoroughly doxed. So.
Got it. Well, no one needs to know that's your address. That's your PO box or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even mess with the PO box. If you knock on the door, I'm going to answer.
Ooh, yeah, no, I mean the same. I mean, like since I started, like my real name was out there, my face was out there. I was like, whatever, it's.
It's almost inconsequential. If people want, the more you try to hide who you are, the more people are going to try to find you. And if you
yes, the more you make it a thing about it, yeah. I mean, unless you're doing some pretty shady stuff,
exactly,
or something that you don't want to be found out. But other than that, whatever.
In which case, you probably aren't doing a web show and showing your face.
Yes, exactly.
Red Eyes 2, the book itself. This is the $17 US. Now, is number 2 bigger than number 1 was?
Yeah.
Okay, because number 1 is still $11, and I can't remember if that's cheaper than it was in the initial campaign, or.
It's also in the first campaign it was $20, but that included the shipping, and now it's $10 plus $10 shipping, which is the same basically, no?
The same, yeah.
And so book 2, yes, has more pages, or will have more pages. Like I said, we're at 48, and we still are missing parts of the story. So yeah, it's going to be bigger for sure.
It's going to be a bigger book. So $17 plus the shipping is going to be on there. 48 pages. And here's that alternate cover for $17. Only one of those claimed. Folks, what did you not read down far enough? Because you want this one. This is saddle stitched. Whoa, for 48 pages, that's nice. So it's not stapled. That's interesting. David?
Oh, okay. I don't know what saddle stitched. I thought it was the staples, but I guess it means something else.
I think it does.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Let me look at what it means. What is saddle stitch? Saddle stitch binding.
I thought that meant the staples, but I may be wrong. Also.
Oh yeah, okay. Staple through the fold line. Oh, okay. Well, I learned something new. I thought saddle, like it was like in and out, like a
Aha, no. Oh, I was looking for the prices on that. That's like crazy expensive
Oh yeah.
when it has the needle stuff.
So saddle stitch is just a fancy way of saying we stapled it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if it's so much bigger, then it's not enough to staple it. Then we'll be do the perfect bound. No?
Oh yeah, that'd be the next step up.
Like at some point, like there's no point in using staples because
It gets too thick.
Exactly, yeah.
You can't get them through there unless you get a staple gun. Then you like using
Yeah, exactly, one of those industrial staples, but
using roofing staples there to.
Exactly, but no. Yeah, so it's staple as long as it's possible. If it's not possible, then of course we move into the perfect bound realm.
All right, so here you can get Red Eyes 1 and Red Eyes 2 bundled together. 4 people have owned this one. Now, I'm going to ask, because I'm reading. Do you get your choice of the Red Eyes 2 comic cover on this one? Because I don't see how that's being done.
No, but I think several people have asked me about it, so I'll have to come up with a solution. I don't know if
just
make a list, but so far one person asked me about the having the Audi cover instead of the regular cover.
Yeah, you just you just copy this tier, and you say, hey, it's with this tier you get this cover, with this tier you get the other cover. It's the simplest way of doing it.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it. Also, so far, if anyone, they can ask me, and then I'll send the one they want.
Oh, but once you get over 1,200 orders, David.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So far with four, it's okay.
Yeah, 4 is fine, but you want to lose track. You want to have enough to where
exactly.
You're like,
yeah. So I think your idea is probably the best. I'll do that.
And then, of course, the last tier is the drawn in and dying horribly. Oh, that's the best way to do it. 1 out of 2 claimed, $281 US. So somebody's already done this. Somebody's still waiting to die.
Yeah.
I was wondering, when you get drawn in, does the name get used? If it's not in like a, die, RJ, boom. Does it at least, have a page at the back that says in memoriam, RJ on page 9 and Bill on page 12?
That's a good question. So the way I did it for the first book, it was being drawn in as a character. And yes, at the end in the credits, I put a line like, thank you very much for our Patreons, Mr. So-and-so, who was immortalized in the book as so-and-so character.
Well, at least, as long as there's some sort of thing that says that, because otherwise, I'll go to work and say, look, I'm in this comic book. And they'll be like, yeah, that looks like you, but why do you think that's you? That's a comic book. I'm like, because
yes, exactly. No, I know I see what you mean. Yeah. I did put a credits with one of them.
I figured you did. I was just curious how that was being done. So this is
but because this one is going to be different, like they're going to die in the comic.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be a good idea to have like their names, in the like you said, like say the name of the people before they get,
Well, I mean, that's if it fits in the world view too. I mean, if people are named, D'Artagnan and Ethos and Pathos, and you say Bill, then obviously it's the reality.
Yeah, no, of course.
But if you had like at the end of it, you just have like an in memoriam thing, for dying valiantly in battle.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, in memoriam.
To
keep it in the according to the lore. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the Dirty Dozen was published by Heavy Metal Magazine. That is cool. And here's this looks like a page from the Bestiary.
That's one of the pages of the Bestiary.
I like those elbow stingers coming out. That looks like if she just like elbowed you, it would get you hard.
So the idea that these creatures are a little bit inspired by platypuses. They're like a marine species, and platypus, at least the males, they have like a reverse weird thumb on their arms.
Oh, weird!
like it bends the other way around. It's very, very weird, and it's poisonous. Like platypuses have like a poisonous claw on their
Really?
elbow. Yes, yes.
I'll never
That-
look at Perry the same way again.
So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll include that. They have like this weird claw on their elbows as well.
Platypi are just crazy.
They are so weird. Yes.
Robin Williams used to have a thing where he's like, the platypus was just, here's a mammal that lays eggs with a duckbill. It's God saying, hey, Darwin, figure that one out.
Yes, no, they lay eggs, but they also breastfeed them. They're like so weird.
You're doing it. Oh, make up your mind. What are you? And here we get a slide of the team again. So that's the book done over.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, they also have a very, very peculiar skeleton, like the faces of the platypuses. Like the beak is kind of joined from on the bottom, but it's not joined to the skull on the top. Yeah, they have a lot of very weird peculiarities. These animals.
Well, okay, now they're definitely a monster. You got to turn them into a monster of some kind. Steve Urania did the slowpokes where he gave sloths super speed and turned them into really fast killers. So he'll have to do something now with platypuses next.
I saw that video. I saw that stream with you. That was fun.
It was a good book. I got it. It's in one of my mini boxes now, all tucked away, safe and sound, and I'll see it again in 30 years.
Well, it sounded so much fun. Like the least threatening thing you'd think is a sloth.
Yeah,
but they have these, like huge claws.
They're big and they've got huge claws. Yeah, they're. But it's like you watch them move and you're like, yeah, I can get away from you. And then in the book, they're just like zipping around. I'm like, holy shit! and they're slicing people open and they're happy about it.
Yeah, I think the cover has one of them with an eye poking through the claw or something like that.
Yes, it does. And he's got this great T-shirt design too, where it looks like it's ripping out the hole in front of the shirt. So
yeah, I think I saw that one too. Like aliens, right?
Oh yeah, kind of like aliens, but it's almost like the scene from The Shining where Jack Nicholson comes through the door and he's peeking through. Here's Johnny.
Oh, okay. I see.
So you went through John Malin's fulfillment service.
Yeah.
For the person. That answers a lot of questions I had, and I'm glad that somebody is doing it. Somebody else was doing it, because I was thinking like the whole world must be stupid to not be doing what I'm thinking of doing. How much?
Well, I didn't know you. I mean, because I've been on your stream several times, but I didn't know you have a company like that.
Just a month. We've been publishing books. We've been doing the stream. We've been doing the reviews. And it wasn't until like a month ago that I sat down and did the entire business plan for the logistics side of it. But like, what is your shipping? Well, never mind what your shipping is. You're a CHF, right?
My shipping, like in Swiss francs, you mean?
Yeah.
Also, it's $10 domestic and $20. How do you say? International.
Okay.
Also, that's what I'm charging the backers.
Gotcha. Because here's what I'm doing. I never asked you about the size of the book before, but is it a standard size comic book or is it an A4? Because I know you guys in Europe there, you over there on the continent, you like to use that A4 size a lot.
So many things changed with my first campaign. So it was going to be A4, because I was like, of course, European, and then the talking with John, he told me that if you have so many pages in A4, that's going to weight a lot, and it may not fit, or you're gonna have to pay more. So I put it in American Standard comic size.
Okay, then that being the case, this is what I could do.
Yeah. Tell me.
This is my spreadsheet, and I'm like totally transparent with all my costs and supplies and everything. Notice I just put CHF over here in the currency. So if I'm just mailing the book, because that's 1 pound and under at media rate, including my fee and everything. That's $5.76 in US dollars. That's $5.13 Swiss francs.
That sounds like an amazing deal. Yeah.
That's only half of it, though, because I don't know what it would cost you. Cost some. I'm not gonna say you. I don't want to sound like I'm selling you something. I'm just showing you what, because I'm showing everybody that's international,
that's watching this stream and
yeah, watching the stream. Everybody who's international, what we're doing. I don't know what it would cost you to ship a box of books from you to me, because that's obviously the first step.
You know what? The best deal is to print them with Mixam and have Mixam send them to you, which is what we did. We printed with Mixam. We told them to please ship it to John, and then John did the whole thing.
Well, that's perfect. That's the only reason I talk about it as far as shipping it, one shipment from wherever to me, is in case people want to sign them. Because if you print them with Mixam, then they're not going to be signed. They're just going to be the books, right?
Right. Yeah.
But if somebody wants to do signature or sketch cards or any of that other stuff that a lot of people do add on, that's kind of personal, then it's got to originate. No,
of course. No, that's. I thought of, for the future. This was my first campaign, and but as things move forward, I'm definitely thinking that it would be worth it to at least once a year go to the States to do what you just said, like sign them and add like a personal touch of you actually being there and signing them,
Exactly. So that's why I've got this, working with Great British Pounds, it's easier to explain the whole thing, because I know that a 25-pound box will contain way more than 100 comics.
Right.
And that can ship for 160 pounds, which if you say that it's 100 comics, well then, it's one pound, 60 pence or 60 shillings or whatever the breakdown of a pound is. I don't know. I don't live there.
Yeah.
But if it's 1.6 pounds per book per unit to get it here, and then 4.2 pounds for me to mail it, then you just add those two together. You say, okay, well, my shipping cost on my campaign is going to be, 5.8 pounds. Round it up to 6.5 pounds. Give yourself some cushion in case, rates change. And then when you have 6.5 pounds on your campaign, people who come to your campaign from the US are going to be like, that's way more reasonable than $20 or $30 or whatever it was that, you would see before. That what I'm trying to do is, A, make money.
No.
But B, do it by removing the impediment that buyers in the U.S. have to buying into international books.
Yeah, no. Also, to me that makes absolute sense. That for the biggest market is the States, so it has to be easiest for the people in the States.
Yeah. Now I know that a lot of people that I've talked to have been domestic, and they're like, what are you going to do about the other direction? Nothing. I can't. I've got the same problem you guys have. I'm here. Hopefully somebody in, like England and Australia will just copy the model and become their own hub, so that we can get the same international shipping problem taken care of here for everybody.
Yeah. No, well, also Mixam works in England, as far as I know.
Yeah. Now they do print right there. So that's, again, if you can, that's the kind of the alternative to what I'm offering, and what John's offering is the whole, ship it here and then I spread it out, is that, you get them printed there instead of shipped there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we have customer service issues. BAP2 is in the chat. He says he ordered Red Eyes 1, hasn't received it yet. He's in the US. Well, that's obviously, first of all, it's going to take forever to get here. Secondly, have you even shipped them yet, though?
Yes. The thing is that, unfortunately, with the whole Christmas and Corona, it's taking time. So some of them have already got them, and some of them have not. So I was talking with John, and he said that from the center in Fowlerville, where he lives, several packages were already shipped, and just like 3 or 4 were still there. At least this weekend. So I'm assuming that on Monday, the last ones should be gone from Fowlerville,
Yeah.
and if
So
not,
that they are
arriving
shipping
at Packers.
Yeah, because John Malin is doing his distribution for this book, they are shipping from the United States. They're shipping domestically. That being said, I've got a U.S. postal receipt here that I've been tracking for 2 weeks of a book I sent from St. Louis to New York, and it still hasn't got there yet. And I'm watching it take every little micro step. So the Christmas mail rush, nobody's giving gifts in person this year. They're mailing everything because of the virus, and no one's going to see people, and it's just put a crunch on slowing down everything.
Yeah, I guess so.
I had a crowdfunded book I got last week that I also watched for from the time they shipped it. As soon as I got a tracking number, and it arrived in St. Louis, and I swear every day it left that facility, took a trip around the parking lot, and got checked right back in the facility every day for a week. I'm like, are you just taking it out for exercise? I want the book here.
I don't know. We had the same with also some of them packages are coming to us internationally here in Switzerland, and we have also these tracking numbers, and it was interesting to see how it was moving. Like from one place it arrived at this other place, then it left this place, then it arrived at this other. It's like, why don't you just send it to this station in Chicago? It's supposed to be sent to.
Yeah,
it takes like so many steps in the middle that you're like, it just makes me more nervous to hear about all this little
all those
steps.
extra stops makes it go faster, David.
Yeah, okay, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know why, but I will say this: that when we fulfill a book for any UK person, we will have a spreadsheet from Indiegogo that has all the information for the address and the zip code and the email address of the person, because you had to send an email address when you signed up on Indiegogo. That's how you get your notices. And that will go through our shipping service to send an email to that person saying, hey, product this is heading to you under tracking number that. So, as soon as I print labels, email notices go out to the person for whom the label was printed.
Yeah.
So BAP, in that kind of a situation, you would have a tracking number that you could follow the whole way through.
Yeah, I think John. I don't know exactly how he did it. I just know that my wife, who was one of the backers, got an email with a tracking number.
Okay.
And so I presume that Mr. BAP2 should have a tracking number as well.
And if he doesn't, then it's one of those packages that John hasn't taken to the post office yet.
Right. No. They're all at the post office now.
Oh.
They're just waiting to be shipped. I don't know, sent out of the
scanned in and sent. Okay, so they're sitting at the post office.
Yeah. So unfortunately, 3 of them were the last I talked with him. 3 packages were still waiting to be sent out for whatever reason. I don't know.
Because the people at the post office are having their Christmas party.
You know what? I guess so.
they're playing catch and frisbee with everything.
I hope not, but you never know.
Well, not getting the package yet hasn't deterred him, because he has picked up the Dungeon Master pack for number 2. So.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. VAP.
Thank you for that. Now this says 5 days left. Is this your first 30 days?
This is the first 30 days. Yes.
Okay. So because we want to get this up to the $33.72 US dollars.
That's also special that everything's converted. Like, to me, it's like 3,000, round.
Yeah.
And in America, it's like 3,372.
And it'll be different tomorrow. In fact, when I did my spreadsheet here, what I didn't do was I actually have a feed into the spreadsheet that goes to a currency conversion webpage. So if I didn't refresh my data,
wow,
it hasn't changed that much. It's still 5.13 Swiss francs. on that shipping charge there. So, and again,
Well,
I'm not competing with him. I'm just showing what I'm doing.
right. No. I personally think that having more options is always better when you can compare prices and stuff. Like because he offers international, so it may be a good idea to do domestic with one, international with another.
Well, it was funny because when I started this, it was just for the idea of making the international folks have cheaper shipping options so they could sell more books.
Mhm.
And then the first person who came to me was somebody in the United States. I'm like, you realize this isn't going to help your shipping any? And he's like, yeah, but I'm tired of being the one boxing up the books. So it's worth it to me to pay somebody to do it. I'm like, okay. And
no, I guess it's hard work, this whole thing.
But
and the logistic behind it too. Like, okay, this person he gets this in this comic, but not that one. He gets this in this perk, but not that one. This one gets all of them.
You got to read the spreadsheet and make sure that they're all packaged up the right way. But once I got this thing going and I started thinking, there were next steps that this is good for. For instance, let's just say that Red Eyes has, to make it a round figure, 100 issues that are coming to the United States. Okay.
Yeah.
If that were the case, I would say, hey, David, why don't you ship 125 issues? That way, if somebody takes one from the in demand, you don't have to ship another one. It's
right.
already here. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So that we don't keep that shipping rate going up. It's already here. You don't have to spend any more money. And then I got to thinking, well, why don't you ship 140 of them? Because what I was going to do then was let the United States comic book retail stores know that, hey, here at Critical Blast Logistics, we have hard to get import independent comics that you can buy from us and put on your shelves. And then they send us the money and I send you the money and I already ship it out because they paid me the shipping. And then you see how this snowballs on me here.
Yeah.
Speaking of snowballs, he's standing in the snow, folks, because he doesn't want to.
I'm literally standing in the snow. Yes.
He's outside in his house, freezing, to talk about this book. So back the book. He's putting the work in on it.
Sacrificing my hypothermia, or how do
you
for you, dear backers.
But I'm thinking now, what if I offer this service and I'm working with David with Red Eyes, and I'm working with Charlie's London on Charlie's London, and I'm working with the Merry Boys guys. And now I'm like, hey, comic shop, I know that you didn't go to these campaigns because the shipping kills you, but I've got all 3 of these titles and more, and this is how many I've got of all of them. And you can and they come and say, well, give me 2 Red Eyes, give me a Charlie's London, give me a Merry Boys, and give me 3 of those and 2 of those. I'm like, you buy them all, send me the money for them. I send them to people. You only have to pay 1 shipping, because they're all in one box, multiple campaigns.
No, it sounds like a good idea, definitely, to have like a hub of I don't even know how to call it, like a Comicsgate hub in the United States for us international.
Like a mini diamond. Yeah, it'd be like a mini diamond distribution, but it's just for the crowdfunded comics.
Yeah. No, I'm sure the guys from Australia would be happy to do that too,
I would hope so. I mean, I have talked with Michael Bancroft, the guy who does Solution, about it. And he seemed to, like you said, thought that it was something worth pursuing. So I'm pursuing. I'm ready to start doing this with more people. And we'll see how it works. I think that it's something worth pursuing. What's really worth pursuing right now is backing Red Eyes 2.
Yes, thank you. For sure, yes.
And the tiers are very simple. I mean, it's either you back Red Eyes 2, or you back Red Eyes 1, or you back Red Eyes 2 and 1. And you can get that featured tier at the very top with the Bestiary, which is going to be the new collection of. I'm going to guess it's the monsters that show up this time around, and maybe some other ones that are related to them.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly. So that one for sure. But The problem I had with this monster bestiary, this is like my editor, who is my mother. She was like, but darling, you should have put like the monsters in the book. It's just the problem is that the book was done years ago. This idea of the sexy monster girl bestiary was very recent. So now we're like changing some of the pages to include these monsters in the book.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But yeah, no, it's for sure the story of Red Eyes and the world of Red Eyes, and it's not only the monsters. It also explains a little bit, like the lore of the planet and the different and the powers that exist in this world.
I mean, your bestiary is 60 pages. Your comic is 48. You can't possibly get all the monsters in there.
No, okay, of course not.
You got to shoehorn them in there and then cram them down in there. Excuse me. So the pricing on this is incredibly inexpensive. This is affordable for the book. The penciling and the ink on this is gorgeous. They will be colored. This is not the colors, although there's nothing wrong with these colors, but David wanted you to see what they'd look like with some color on them. So David colored them himself this time. But this is not what the final colors will be. I like this thing on her back, kind of, sort of. It looks like some kind of a scarab implant.
So I'm going inside because I have no battery. Oh, sorry.
The dog's pulling off on him.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Give the dog a treat.
Jesus. Hold on a second.
Your dog doesn't recognize you? Oh, he's muted.
Hello?
Yes, your own dog doesn't recognize you?
Oh, it's not mine. It's the one from my sister.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, I think now's probably a good time to just say, folks, pick up Red Eyes 2. If you didn't pick up Red Eyes 1, you can get that one as well. There will be trading cards. Look at, again, this is the alternative cover to this, available for the same price from Odysseus. This is just gorgeous. I just can't get over this. This is the guy who you're going to see this guy's covers probably on mainstream books within the next 5 years when people find him and start picking him up. So
yes, no, he's super talented. I saw he did one for what's his name? Shotgun Samurai.
Okay.
He did one for this what's his name? Slick Rick project.
Slick Jimmy.
Girl. Yeah, the little girl.
Yeah. That's one I backed 2 years ago that I'm still waiting on to fulfill.
Yes, I know. Oh my goodness, that one's a bit late. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy's still giving updates, and as long as he's giving updates, then we know he hasn't ran off with the money.
I know he's still on Twitter and he's still tweeting and updating.
So, and then there's going to be a trading card with this one. And is this going to be like a stretch goal, or is this coming with a special tier? I don't remember it being mentioned above here.
I'm thinking that the trading card is going to be like a special reward, but we'll do a print, and that's going to be included with all of them, most likely.
Okay, so this print will come with all the. Quit scrolling. This print will come with all the packages, and then the trading card will be done as a special tier, probably a stretch goal if we can, once that gets defined. Not a whole lot to get confusing in here, so it's very simple. I like that. Just buy the book and get it out. David, go get you something warm to drink now and get to bed, because you've been outside freezing all this time. And
no, sir. I would stay outside, but the battery is going. I think when it's cold, it dies faster or something like that.
Well, no. I'm surprised it lasted this long on your phone, David, because I've streamed before with my phone, and usually a half an hour is all it takes. StreamYard really drains the smartphones. It's a big pull.
The thing is that they get really warm, but with the cold weather, it was kind of counteracting.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this on replay, folks, the link to the Red Eyes 2. I'm whispering. I'm not in his house. He's the one who's got to whisper.
Yes.
The link to Red Eyes 2 is in the description below. It's the very first thing you'll see. So click on that, get over to Red Eyes, pick the tier you want, and wait for it to show up. You're going to like this book. This, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, if you're into the questing and the battles and the monsters on both sides, good and evil, magic users, this is the thing to get. So with that, I'm just going to end the stream here a little bit early so you can get some circulation back into your toes and fingers. And we will talk with you again real soon, David. Thank you for coming on the show. Folks in the chat, appreciate you being here. Couldn't have a show without you. And we will say good night.